2, 1. Oh my God, there's so many people in the chat already. What's going on, everyone? Welcome. Do you know what? My wife said to me, she went, listen, you do realise when you do your intro and you go live, there's normally an advert. So you need to hold it back for about 5 seconds. So I think we've now passed 5 seconds. Oh, there's so many people in the chat. How you doing? Welcome.
You mean they miss all that amazing bullshit that we go through in the beginning? They miss all that stuff?
Every episode.
Wow, you just turn the monetization off, man. I'm just kidding.
I might as well, to be fair. I'm very
well, what it is, the solution is YouTube Premium, dude. Like thanks to Skiva, I've been a YouTube Premium dude for the past couple of years, and I am not looking back, man. It is so nice.
You know what? I also use YouTube Premium, but I just do it because I listen to my YouTube while I'm working, right? And I don't want to have it keep stopping for ads every fucking 20 minutes. It's ridiculous, right?
You can close your phone.
Yep.
Yeah.
I use it when I'm traveling because it allows you to download as much shit as you want, and you can take it on an airplane and go into airplane mode and still watch YouTube all the way there.
So that literally is what happened to me. Like recently on an airplane, I thought, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to watch Transformers the movie. YouTube, completely forgot I haven't got YouTube Premium, and I was like, oh shit. But yeah, it is so amazing. And when you turn it off and you get what I'm at, you're like, this ain't the future, bro.
I will premium out of any ad I possibly can. I hate ads.
What everybody here means is they really use it for porn only.
Yes. Well.
Oh yeah, all the porn on
YouTube.
Well,
you know all the secrets.
Eric's so dirty. Eric's so dirty. Oh, Samson, dude, thank you ever so much for the $5 donation. He's put, one of my favorite parts of Monday is hanging out with the VR fam. Absolutely, man. Same. Absolutely.
My favorite thing is getting off of work early so that I can come hang out with the VR fam.
Oh,
that's cool.
Bloody hell. So lovely. So, yeah, interestingly enough, Eric, do I need to let me introduce everyone? First of all, we got Eric again from Q2CVR Gamer. How you doing, Eric?
What is going on, fellas? How are we doing on this fine Monday afternoon or evening if you're in the European time?
I can't believe it's Monday.
I know, it's crazy, right?
It feels weird.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I literally forgot what day it was.
Wes did too, right? Scheduling things during the time, and I mean, I guess it's just the way it is, right?
I don't know whether it's because everyone's working too hard through the weekend. You know, you just like blitz. Like before YouTube and that, I very much knew when a weekend was. It was like, you know, and when Monday was. But yeah, now it's like most days just blend, I think.
Yeah, I get one day off a week. It's Sunday, so I'm very aware when the weekend is. It's Sunday. That's the day. That's
the best day. Have you got any traditions in America? Like, do you do anything particularly on a Sunday? Is a Sunday like anything?
Rice Krispie treats. We call them Krispies though. No, I'm just kidding. Not church. I don't know. I do a podcast on Sunday. That's my tradition with Wes. You know,
don't answer no, GT.
I'll clean an office on the weekends, so chiropractic office. So if I don't do it on Saturday, then I'm rushing to do it before Sunday.
That would explain why when I woke up this morning I missed the Virtual Strangers podcast, because normally I watch you guys in the morning, but that was just your normal night podcast, wasn't it? It wasn't the one where you stay out really late on a Wednesday, or is it a Tuesday?
We switched it.
We moved it to Friday 2 weeks ago.
Right. Yep. Well, there you go then. Because normally
party time.
There's normally a Wednesday or a Thursday that I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, I can listen to Virtual Strangers all the while, like driving to the gym, and then while I'm in the gym. But
Wes, we didn't think about that. We fucked up.
You didn't think of me.
Schedule.
Yeah. We gotta move it back.
We'll move it back to Wednesday.
There's lots of moving. I moved my show too. Q2C. We were going an hour earlier now. So that's going crazy. To 8 p.m. Eastern time instead of 9 p.m. Eastern time. Lots of stuff changing.
Is that based on like some sort of algorithmic feedback, or is it just life? Or
he did it because we moved our podcast. He's like, I got to move mine at least an hour.
So. You know, I actually I have a few people that are on the East Coast of the United States, and they're a little bit older, and 9 p.m. is a little bit too late for them.
You're not about classic grandma, are you?
Yeah. But she had the idea, but I was like, you know what? I don't know why we ever did 9 p.m. Eastern time. It was just a weird time. So I thought 8 p.m. would probably be better, so we'll do 8 p.m. for a while.
I played with Breaches with Classy Grandma. Dude, she kicks ass.
She's funny, man. She's awesome. I love her.
Yeah,
me too.
So
She's
cool.
rad. Classy's rad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Eric's good. Next up, we have Alex VR and Skiva from Between Realities. How you doing, boys?
Doing good.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Pretty good, man. Can't complain. Well,
Yeah,
I can't complain, but I'm not going to. How about that?
I'm going to suffer in silence. Tell us about how your show's going as well, because obviously last time we spoke, it was about to start and stuff. So how's it going so far? Is it 2 episodes you've done since then?
3.
Well, yeah, 3. Yeah, we've had but 2 episodes with guests, right? Which is kind of like our thing. You know what I mean? And I would say that season 7 is off to a great start. 2 amazing guests so far. We had the episode with Blair Renault, which of course was fantastic.
Yeah.
Dove into a lot of stuff with him. And then our last episode on Friday was with a guy named Tino Trong, who is the founder of a company called Based XR. And they're all about like how can we leverage VR to change the way people perceive reality as a whole. And it's super, super interesting. And we got weird with it. We dove deep. We peeled away the layers, and it was pretty awesome. So I would say the season's off to a great start, and we're not slowing down. We're going to have Tribe Grey Wolf on the show on next Friday, and more amazing guests for Between Realities in the weeks to come. So I'm stoked about it.
This season's guest list is absolutely insane. So when we go on a break, we typically open our calendars for people to schedule, for the people that we want to have as guests, and usually like within a day or 2, we're like 6 months out booked. It's pretty wild. And we got some just amazing guests. It's going to be a really awesome season.
Yeah, well, we're biting our tongues on it right now, so you'll just have to like and subscribe, I guess.
Got to do that. You got to like and subscribe. All of these guys, if possible. That'd be absolutely awesome. And last but definitely not least is Wes and Roots from Virtual Strangers. How you doing, fellas?
Definitely not least. No, I'm over the moon. We're at the precipice, friends, to an exciting period for us and what we do, man. We've got the Sony thing kicking off this week, and it is the first of a long string of VR related events that are going to be taking place over the next 6 weeks. And I am pumped for it, dude. I can't wait.
And we just hit 3K, GT.
Hey,
Yeah,
congratulations.
So celebration. Now we're looking at 4.
That's
finally.
Awesome. That's fantastic.
Well overdue, dude.
Forever,
Nicely
right?
done, guys.
Yeah,
Nicely done.
Thank you.
I mean,
Thank you.
End of the day, that is like for a podcast, like solely pretty much a podcast. That's brilliant. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we made a conscious decision a long time ago not to, do the algorithm dance and all that stuff. And it's been a slow crawl, but we're getting there, and I'm happy with where we're at.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
And I did want to say they're talking about Tears of the Kingdom in the chat, and Alex is just sitting there quiet, like he hasn't been like in that world for like how far are you, Alex? I want to know how far you are, because man, you got to be. That game is just so addictive, right? You just want to never stop playing. Or I don't, anyway.
So it's super addicting, and I gotta be honest, I might have been in Hyrule at 1 o'clock, which is the time that we go live here. Lovely Skiva blew me up on the personal line, and he's like, yo, where the fuck are you? You need to get on the show right now. And I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. So I came running. It is so good. It is super addicting. I've done one of like the primary temples, but I'm spending a lot of time just like filling out the map, exploring the world, getting pulled off on tangents and side quests and stuff like that. And I've got some hours in already, and like it just like melts my evenings. Like I can sit down like, after dinner, and then like it's like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. in no time. So
Yeah,
I'm loving it.
I'm loving it too. It's awesome.
I need to ask you boys, there was a tweet that came up earlier about, I can't remember his name, Chris Hart. I think he does some trolling of Xbox fanboys and all that. But he did a tweet basically saying how much better I think Horizon was than Breath of the Wild, or more specifically Tears of the Kingdom. And I remember playing Horizon. I think like the very first Horizon. And I remember thinking, wow, this game is graphically incredible, right? And it felt like an open world. I was running around. It was really cool. And then I played Breath of the Wild, and I completely forgot about Horizon. And it wasn't due to graphics. It was due to exploration, freedom. Just, I don't know. I can't explain. It just completely drew me in, and I didn't go back to Horizon.
Yeah, Zelda's amazing, dude.
I just want to know if anyone else like has played both of them and feels that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I might be the only one who doesn't give two shits about Zelda in any way whatsoever. I'm just not. I've never been into it. I just never and maybe the original Zelda on the original NES, but after that, I've never been into any of them.
See, this is me.
I didn't try. I just tried Breath of the Wild for the first time like a week ago with an emulator, 120 frames and 2K, and I did it because this new game was coming out, and I wanted to see what everybody's raving about, right? And there's been some like connections, or people make correlations between Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Elden Ring. And now I see them. It's different. You're not going looking for some badass boss, but you are exploring. And it's just really cool. I think it's badass. I enjoyed the original OG Zelda, but I was kind of like you, Mash. There was a point where I just got kind of burnt out in the way Zelda was laid out. These are different, dude. It's completely different than the old school Zelda games. I would suggest, if you were inclined, like I got that Breath of the Wild one, and I may or may not have somehow got it for free with the emulator, but not even trying. All of a sudden, I just wanted to see, what I clicked on it, and it's oh shit.
Nintendo's coming for you, man. Shigeru Miyamoto's flying in with his army.
Flying kick.
Oh god. I just bought
what happened. You know what happened to me? I don't know if it happened to you guys. Like when I was growing up, there was like it was like a transformation. Like you started from Nintendo, and I when Sony came about, and even the first PlayStation 1 was launched, it seemed like it was the more mature console. It was for older gamers, and that was when I was starting to grow up a little bit more. And it just seemed like Nintendo was more for kids, a kids platform, and Sony was moving towards more of an older gamers platform. And I was starting to grow up. And I just moved to that platform, and I really didn't go back to Nintendo till like the GameCube. I think I had the systems and I was playing stuff on them, but I remember going back to Nintendo for Resident Evil 4 because it was launched first on the Nintendo GameCube. But I don't know, was it that way for you guys, or were you always Nintendo fans?
I would definitely. Go on. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. A lot of my friends did exactly what you did, and because of that, I had like a carrying case for my N64, and I carried that thing around with me to every friend's house I went to, and we had some amazing times. The Nintendo 64 to me was one of the best consoles ever that there ever was. I remember looking at a lot of the games on the PlayStation, and they were, from a graphics standpoint at least, they were very pixelated, a lot of aliasing happening, and Nintendo was not that way at all. It was absolutely gorgeous, and it had those Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Mario 64, and some really cool games as well. Both are fantastic, and I played the hell out of both of them. But for me, Nintendo stayed king for a very long time.
Up until this channel, I think I played every game that anyone could ask me about, unless it's a Japanese RPG. And I did play Final Fantasy VII and complete it. But I literally, I think apart from films, I literally skipped watching TV for, I don't know how many years. I was always playing games and arcade games. And so, yeah, like same, man. N64 was amazing. Kept me and my friends like solidly on GoldenEye whenever we was together. Everything, I don't know, everything. I don't think there's a game I haven't played that most people would say to me, oh, do you remember that? I'll be like, yeah, dude, played it. Like, I've been really hardcore. Yep. But you are right about Nintendo. So when I had children, I wanted my kids to play computer games. My wife wasn't too sure. She was like, I don't want them like you, constantly playing games. But like, yeah. So, but Nintendo was the way in for that, because all their games are pretty friendly. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it doesn't mean the gameplay is any less like addictive or clever or smart. So yeah, that he was right. Like, my son's probably actually completed every Zelda game ever made, and I think I've probably completed all of them bar Tears of the Kingdom, maybe one other. I don't know if there is another. Oh, the second one on the NES. I didn't complete Adventures of Link. The side scroller. So
That's a tough one.
Yeah. Like I've always enjoyed Nintendo. Always.
So here's the thing that separates Nintendo from everybody else, and this is coming from arguably the craziest Nintendo freak that I've ever met myself. And it's that Nintendo, what they do, like the primary IPs, they succeed in being equally as fun for novice as they are for advanced experts. Like it could be your first time playing a video game, and if you pick up Mario or Zelda, you are going to have a blast. Or Smash Bros, you're going to have a blast. But if you are an expert and you want frame perfect inputs and you want amazing ability to manipulate the physics and all of that, it's in the exact same game. So you can go from being a novice gamer to a full-fledged hardcore badass expert gamer in the same Nintendo title. And that, in my opinion, is what separates them from everybody else.
Just want to, do you know how good would it be if Nintendo came to VR? Just want to thank Classy Grandma dropping first the $10 donation, saying hello to all my friends. It was my fault. I don't know what that means. Oh, it must have been about
my time.
The time yeah.
Thing. Thank you ever so much. And then Classy Grandma again. Thank you ever so much for the $5 donation, saying Classy ain't rad guys. Her rear is getting kicked in GOT. Monday is all about rubbing her sore behind.
Goes to
Tabor.
Is someone like going around shooting her in the ass? Like, what's happening?
Maybe.
But dude, GT, seriously though, like I've been thinking the same thing while I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom, because these Zelda games are totally next level. Like there's a reason why they are getting so highly reviewed. They're so addicting and so many people are playing them. Breath of the Wild, the title refers to it being a living, breathing world. Like that's like what the name means. And when you play Tears of the Kingdom, it's like Breath of the Wild, but with like unlimited and unprevented creativity. Like my wife and I are both playing the game. She's on one Switch, I'm on the other, and we'll get to the same shrine and complete it with completely different approaches. Like there's not just one way to complete these shrines and stuff. And I've been thinking while I've been playing this game, I'm like, I remember like I've been in VR for so long and I'm like so used to just like regular VR titles. Like you pick up a game, it's a cool mechanic, you play it for a while, you ditch it and you move on to the next one. And like, it's like kind of a reminder for me playing this game of like what it will eventually end up needing. And like sometimes what it's going to take to like get that mainstream appeal. Like there are no huge, epic, living, breathing worlds like this that you can get into in VR, except for Skyrim VR, which happened so far after the initial release of the game that I don't think it hit with the same impact that it would have if it was a brand new game. But this is what people are looking for.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, man. I haven't actually, I'll be honest, I'm so concentrated on the channel at the moment, especially over the next 2 weeks. Like Wes sort of hinted at earlier, like we're going to be busy. Like this is a very good time. I'm scared to play it, to be honest. Like my son comes home in a couple of weeks and he brings it with him. I might end up doing it. Roots, can you get your finger ready on the mum button? Because Snow Toad,
who always has their finger on the mom button? Wait a minute.
Snow Toad says, you know who else likes getting shot in the ass?
My mom. Yeah, she does.
No.
Yeah, she does.
She prefers it actually.
And Endeavor One, the developers behind Arashi, said, if the CruCast were the Avengers, who would they be? I mean, he's asking the chat, but who are you hoping for? Do you know what I mean? Who would you want to be? Who would you want to be picked as? Roots, would you be Groot, the Groot guy?
You are definitely Groot.
I'd love to be Groot. He said I was Thor though.
Oh, I got it on my watch.
Mine on my watch. I'll take them both. I'll be.
Mash wants to be Captain America.
Well, of course.
He's my favorite Avenger.
Dude, he's got the shield back there.
That means I'm out now. I don't know who I'm going to be.
Why are you a Captain America fan? Like I've been a Captain America fan since the comics. You know what I mean? From way back when.
You can, dude. You deserve it. Do you know what I mean? You deserve it.
Yeah, I'm almost as old as Captain America.
You were born in the same year.
Yeah, right. Hey, you know what? I will say Endeavor won though. Endeavor won. I had Arashi on my top 15 list of PlayStation VR 1 games that I want to see on PlayStation VR 2. So Endeavor won. Go get that game and put it over on
Make it so.
Make it happen now.
Do you remember Haru?
Tomorrow.
Now.
Do you remember Haru the dog?
Dog,
I
yeah,
do.
yeah. I didn't get my little Haru dog thing.
I didn't
never
either.
one.
That's
I would
a
love
fun.
one. I'll put it right here. I'll put Haru right here, over here. I'll put him somewhere.
My dog ate Haru.
What?
Did he?
Uh,
So you need no. So don't send it to Mash. GT needs one.
Yeah, it fell off the windowsill one day, and that was the last.
Oh.
That was the last I saw of
The
it.
dog.
I've seen you just straight up give swag to the dog, okay, GT? So I'm not trying to hear that. All right.
I just gave it. Here's your
Windowsill my ass.
No.
What? Yeah, no, all of it. Here's another board game from Demio. Yeah, do you want to eat that? Yeah, take it. Do you know what? The only real game I think of that is like quite massive on scale, apart from like when it comes to like a game that not is like Zelda, but kind of reminds me of that, would be Asgard's Wrath on PC. Like, I went into that today, and I've been in there for a long time. That game's actually quite deep in like gameplay
it's
mechanics
good.
and stuff. Yeah, it's quite surprising.
Mm.
Yeah, I thought about going back to it myself, and then I saw that 100 gigabyte download, and I was like, you know what? Maybe later.
Ouch. Ouch.
It's not even the 100 gigabyte. Didn't you have to have double that? Like
Yeah,
you couldn't
for
even
updates.
just.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my God, dude. I hope it's not that way anymore. But like that's such a weird bug.
I can't remember what it is. I've had it installed ever since I first got early access to it. So it's just sitting there.
It was 100 plus gigabytes, but the way it is the Oculus PC client, whenever there's an update, it makes you download the entire game again. So you have to have like an extra 100 gigabytes available even after you install it, just so that you can run the updates.
Wow.
They should be done updating it by now.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
everyone
that's
says, "Good Lord!" Thank you to everyone for joining us today. Really appreciate all of you being here. Thank you ever so much. Even though I'm terrible again at lining everything up,
Maybe we should talk some VR on this VR.
I think we should.
Well,
yeah,
I was
We
gonna
should.
bring that back around. Is GT? How do we do the Breath of the Wild VR mod? Because I want to do that.
So
I've got.
the VR mod isn't out yet. The real VR mod isn't out yet.
Okay.
One way you can experience it terribly is using Labo. But the other way,
No.
if
Do
you
not do that.
No.
Don't do that.
okay, but the other as I said badly, but the other way the only thing you can do at the moment is go into VR chat and experience the Great Plateau. But everything in Great Plateau is accessible. You can go into like the dungeons and all that shit. Like if you're see for me personally, even today, like I went into Steam now. By the way, which is fucking, I'm just gonna bring this. It pissed me off. Oculus Home is gone.
Yeah, it's gone. That sucks.
For good.
Yeah, they're gone. All the
Yeah.
work you put into it, like some people
Forever.
put some serious work into them.
Guys, yeah, if
Not me.
you want to see the hardest or the best room, is Paradise Decays.
Yeah.
He had every single, because in Oculus Home, if people don't know, and I really do hope it makes a comeback in whatever Quest way, every game was a cartridge and every game had a box, and the idea was that basically you put the cartridge into like a console that looked kind of like the Mega Drive 2 or Genesis 2, and then you had the virtual reality goggles, put them on, and then you were in the game. I thought it was an absolutely fantastic idea. First time I went in there, dude, I've been on PSVR, and it's kind of like with PSVR 2 where you're just met with a flat screen. You know, there's no, you're not in VR as soon as you go into VR. But with Oculus, it was like, wow, what is this place? There was amazing music, stuff to do. And then suddenly it was like, do you want to play this game? Oh, you got a cartridge for the fucking game. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then I saw PD's, and he had every single game he played with every single cartridge lined up on shelves. And you know PD, like how many videos has that guy done? Like probably quadruple the amount of most VR channels.
I had most of those cartridges set up as well, and because that was super fun, like grabbing the cartridge, slapping it in, and going into the game. It was really, really cool, and that was a pretty cool home system. You know, much more customizable than a lot of different things, and I was really surprised that Meta never did anything with the Quest like that. Maybe on a much lesser scale, but it was pretty wild. It never happened.
Yeah.
Did they give a
Yeah.
reason for doing that? What I mean, did they just say, you know what, we're just taking up too much space, let's get rid of the homes? I mean, just out of nowhere, right? There's no warning.
Well, I mean, I would say that if they can't uphold Echo with tens of thousands of users, I can't imagine there's many people that are using the Oculus Home, especially anymore.
That's
So why put
that's the
resources
truth,
into it?
isn't it? That's the truth.
Mhm.
Like I don't use PCVR that often. So going into home for me was a nice thing. It was a nice thing, but it definitely wasn't a daily driver. You know,
Mine was turned off a long
I
time
can't remember
ago.
the last time I went into mine. Yeah, I just go into the white void when I go into
Mhm.
Oculus.
Right.
oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know
They
you could
just-
turn it off.
Yeah, there's an
They just
option
didn't
you
do
can
enough
turn your
with it,
home
though.
off.
Sorry,
That's why they needed more. It needed to be fleshed out more. Like that's why people weren't using it. It was just not enough. You know, customizing it for yourself is fantastic, but I mean, unless you can bring other people in and you can do stuff
You
in there, I just think it's not
could.
enough.
that did
It-
happen.
Well, you
That-
could, but you can't anymore. You haven't been
Is
able to
it-
do that in a long time.
Is it possible that they're getting rid of the homes because they're getting ready to start pulling people into Horizon like
think
we
so.
talked about, right?
Not
Probably.
Horizon. I don't think it's going to be Horizon.
Or however they do it to where
Yeah.
like the hubs where you're going in and whatever their vision is, the home is in the way, you know?
I don't know.
Could very
man.
well be.
I
I
had.
think PCVR is in the way.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah.
That's what exactly someone at Meta would on the table would say it. I actually think PCVR is standing in the way. They'd be like, right, we're fucking. Yeah, I had lightsabers in there. I had the Akira jacket. I had or Kanada's jacket. I had a big Zelda. Like, yeah, the home button's even gone. It's just gone. But anyway, I went into Steam today and I thought, do you know what? I've definitely got some because you can have environments in Steam. And yeah, in there, dude, I downloaded all the different Zelda ones. Mario Sunshine, Mario 64. Like that was nice, you know. But and to be fair, most of my games I do play are from Steam, so I've got that to run away to. So yeah.
Nice. I
disabled
love
that one
my
too.
Steam Home. I've always loved my Steam Home. You know, I feel like Steam Home is one of the most underrated VR things ever because you can hop around in Steam Home like you can in VR chat and see some unbelievable, amazing worlds. And you can even do quests. You can run around and like find these like invisible portals and pull through things that you can then use in your home. It's really unbelievable. There's amazing photogrammetry places that people have scanned from all over the world. You can visit cool places. Steam VR Home, super underrated, and I love mine.
I'm
So
trying to remember if the Silent Hill 2 thing I did, which is the only thing YouTube Gaming have ever shared for me, which was amazing, might have been. Was this VR chat? Oh no, it was VR chat. But there is a Silent Hill 2 environment, and you could teleport around it, and yeah,
That's cool.
it's just so haunting. You know, when you go into Silent Hill 2, instantly that music and stuff is it's so cool. It's so cool.
I still like the
crap
Steam
out of me
Home.
right now.
Yeah, I still like the Steam Home. It's just like I feel good when I get in there. Like, and I just have the normal environment, but I don't know. It's one of those things when you see the Steam logo come up. It's just one of those things. It's easy to navigate. It's easy to get into. It's not as hard as some of the other interface systems. And even like I just got like a couple of days ago, I got a Steam Deck, and that user interface is exactly the same on the Steam Deck as it is in regular, home, whether you're going to the VR or flat in Steam. And they make that crossover so freaking easy. Steam just has it down. I wish they would do a little bit more with the VR part of Steam itself, but I think the home and the way that launches is pretty awesome. And it launches really easy from the Steam Deck.
Are you enjoying? How long have you had it?
I got it on Friday.
Okay, I'll talk to you in a month.
Yeah, no, I need
First
some
of
time.
all,
Need some time.
first of all, shout out Snowtoad gifting 5 memberships again. Hardcore, awesome.
Snow
badass.
Toad. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir. Thank you.
Second of all, is it possible that maybe Oculus is taking those resources from the PC home and then like providing something better for Quest home environments, like customizable Quest home where I can do something similar?
Of course, it's possible.
You can pick the
You
skybox
should.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can visit people's homes now in the standalone Quest, home environment, which is great. And you can meet people in there and talk in there and stuff like that. So I mean, it's the natural progression that they should have something like that. But the Oculus should have had Meta should have had something like this 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Not I guess now is something that's needed, but still, I mean, maybe it's something they'll announce, at Meta Connect this year. But I definitely think it's needed.
I
They're
will.
crazy because
Sorry,
the
Wes.
Go had that close to day one where you could go into each other's Go homes and then play games together like board games and stuff, and then go into games with your friends. I don't know what happened with the Quest.
I do think sometimes that maybe VR was too ahead. You know, it must have been like, imagine if we all sat around and went, what can we do? And we come up with all these ideas. We're like, well, we just fucking do it and see what happens. And there just wasn't the user base to warrant the amount of, maybe, I don't know, things that needed to be there. And maybe now, obviously, we're pissed off about it, but pulling it now to be something greater could be a good idea. I don't know.
They're pulling all of their resources, getting rid of Echo, getting rid of Oculus Home because
Getting rid of staff.
because legs are hard and they need everything that they've got so that we can have legs in Horizon.
Dude, I really hope that Meta like comes out with something like, okay, here's why we did all of that stuff. You know, here's why we bought all those studios like Beat Games and what's the Downpour? Is that the Onward one?
Yeah,
That's right.
And you know, and Ready at Dawn and like all these studios, and like this is why we pulled the plug on Echo VR. It's like, show us what you're doing with all of this stuff, please. Like, please.
They won't, but that'd be sweet. Yeah.
I mean, they might. I mean, I would think they would have some type of plan for this. I mean, and especially if they're going to try and bring into Horizons or link it in some way. I mean, imagine if you could go into your home environment and then launch into games from there, or launch into Horizon from there, or something. It makes sense for them to do this. So it's possible that they're using, some of these, some of these things and assets and other things and moving them over into the standalone Quest. I mean, it's been something that's been lacking for a long, long time, and to have something to release with the Quest 3, I think makes sense.
Dude, I think it makes massive sense. But we need to focus on the upcoming showcase, I think, and that is PlayStation's showcase, which happens in 2 days. Who's hyped for it? And what are your expectations?
So
Half-Life Alex.
Yes.
He had to get the big one out of the way right away.
Right. He just likes saying his own name is all it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Half-Life
No,
Alex VR.
I'm super excited. And obviously I've spent a week here just speculating and spitting out hypothetical games that could come. The truth is, we don't know. We don't know what Wednesday's going to bring, except for one thing. I'm very sure that we're going to see some cool shit on Wednesday. That's all I know.
I
It's
reckon.
going to be cool.
Are you sure?
We're
though?
gonna
Are
see
you
some.
Sure?
We're gonna see
I
some
am
VR
sure.
shit. That's what he's saying.
I'm sure that we're going to see something awesome. I don't know how much.
Well,
That's the
flat or
question.
VR?
VR, dude. We're going to see an excellent VR game, at least one AAA VR game on.
Do you know
Wednesday.
what?
They did say PSVR 2 in the.
They
in
did.
the
Okay, no. I
announcement.
think we'll see VR. I'm saying if you're absolutely 100% sure we're going to see something freaking amazing, like, are we going to see something freaking amazing in VR? Like, I think they need one
Yes.
title. Even if they do 5 titles, VR titles, and one of them
One of
is
them needs to be
any
a
of the
banger.
top 5 that we want. That's a banger. Whether it be God of War or whatever it be,
Returnal.
Returnal or
Twisted Metal,
God,
or
Stormland.
Half-Life Alex. Any of those big 5 or 6 titles, if one of them is that, it's a huge win for PlayStation. But if we don't get one of those and they're all like medium to mediocre, you don't think that could happen?
Eric Paradise says,
I
"What
don't.
about if they got a What About enhanced haptic edition?"
Who doesn't want that? I want what the face.
What the face? I want the Beat Saber enhanced adaptive triggers, right?
I'll tell you what
Uh-oh.
is cool while we're talking about it. I did drop a review for it a minute ago. Knock on PSVR has adaptive triggers, but you have to enable it in the settings. It's not on by default. I don't know why, but it allows you to feel the bowstring the more you pull it back.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Why would
pretty
that not
cool.
be by
On
default?
I don't know.
No,
I was
That is
like-
weird.
I went into
That's
the
very
settings and I
weird.
was like, that's a bit strange. But yeah, I mean, I've got 3 things. I would like an Astrobot game. And this is what I definitely think is going to happen. I think we'll get a release date for Firewall Ultra, and I think we'll get a release date for Resident Evil 4 VR.
What about
That's-
Destiny?
nice.
Do you think Destiny's coming to VR? They said that there was an announcement that said that we will find out why Sony picked up Bungie on the 24th. So whether that's going to be a flat version or not, I think we might find Destiny 3 coming out. Probably not in VR, but Destiny 3 would be amazing.
That would be.
Have you seen? I'm not going to say it. Have you seen what Black Market Honey wrote?
I did. It was funny as hell.
Bloody hell.
Oh yeah, you know who
man.
loves to play What the Sit on My Face?
Roots is there. Roots is on it. I'll say it. Don't worry. Oh man. I mean, I hope we see one of these big banger titles, man. Again, just one. Somebody had put a tweet out the other day that here's a list of 5 titles I want to see. I'm like literally one of those. You give me Farpoint. You give me Farpoint ported. I didn't even want Farpoint 2. Just give me Farpoint ported to the PlayStation VR 2, and I take it. God of War. Give me Spider-Man. Get any one of those games. Wolverine. It just has to be a huge title, and it's a big win. But if it's mediocre, don't give me Resident Evil 4. We know Resident Evil 4 is coming. Don't give me Firewall Ultra date. I don't want that. I want new titles that are going to blow people away. Don't give me stuff we already know. Like, we already know that Firewall Ultra is coming. We already know that RE4 is coming. Like, give me dates is great. I'll feel great about it, but I'll feel even better if you give me new titles that I didn't know anything about.
What about some Quest ports? I'm just kidding.
Asgard's Wrath.
He's on full fat coke. He's on the proper sugar coke routes. That's what's
I think we're going to get a little bit of all of it, honestly. I think that we're going to get some news on ports, some PSVR 1 ports. I think that we're going to get some news on some titles that have already been announced. I think that we're going to get a AAA made for VR game, and I think we're going to get some glimpses of some hybrid AAA games that are both flat and VR. I think we're going to get a little bit of all of that over the course of the 1 hour plus long PS5 showcase.
Do you know what I got? There's a rumor from PS I Love You, which is Kind of Funny Games, the podcast. They reckon that PSVR 2 will take 5 minutes of the entire show.
That's what I think it's about right. 5 to 10 minutes out of it, I would say, is a pretty
out of the hour.
Oof. Yeah, out of the hour. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I'm still looking forward to the actual show anyway. Like, I am playing games on PS5, but yeah.
Once PSVR 2 stuff is over, I turn it off. I don't care.
But I don't think it's going to be compartmentalized like that. I think there will be a VR segment, but I think that it will continue after that with the hybrid games. We'll get games that also have VR support after the VR segment. So I'll be watching the whole thing.
So Wes, I think before on the shows, right, they've done it in 2 different ways. They have once led out with PSVR games, and they have also once mixed it up. So I actually think, I'm not sure, because I think the last time was PSVR first. So I would like it mixed up, but
I think you're thinking of that first state of play that they had that was super VR heavy and everyone hated it and like killed them for doing that. I think if they lead with a VR, it'll be a hybrid game. It'll be something that flat gamers can get excited about and VR gamers. I think if they lead with something that's exclusively VR, they run the risk of upsetting their base, and I don't think they want to do that.
Yeah, not only that, they want to push this headset to their already existing millions. Right. I mean, like, think about it, just Insomniac. Like, look at their back catalogue, already in VR and stuff. And they're there.
Yeah, they've got 4 games. They've got 4 games already out in VR. Yeah. Excellent games.
So. Yeah. So
I mean, the best way to bring in those people, though, if you so Sony already has us, right? They've already got most of the VR community that wants to be involved with Sony. To get the people that don't have VR yet to go out and have a PlayStation 5 to go out and buy one, giving them either new IPs or existing IPs that are already in VR into a new VR game is not going to do it. We need the titles that are not VR, that are huge, flat PlayStation 5 games to be into VR, to force people to want to go, what? I can go play, whatever game, that I've been enjoying flat. Now I can go play it in virtual reality, or the next version is going to be played in virtual reality. I need to go buy a PlayStation VR 2. So to me, they have to come out with some big ones.
That's what happened with Resident Evil 7. That's how I remember Resident Evil 7. Like, that was insane. To believe that you could be inside that game, and what a game, was incredible.
That's the thing. If they just keep hitting different genres, eventually they're going to hit everybody. Everybody's got their favorite game they want to play. And for Alex, the dream will be when Nintendo finally hits the scene. Like, there's those dream games you want to play in VR. And I think Mash is right. And that's where the hybrids come in, right? You can put out that hybrid that everybody loves and say, oh, and by the way, you can play this in VR as well. People are like, well, fuck, man, I'm going to get this headset. And they're in. So
they could make some waves. They could make some waves with Twisted Metal or BioShock or even like a
Infamous.
Silent Hill, Infamous, or they could just checkmate everything and do like GTA 5 or The Last of Us, or like
Right.
Mash that God of War. They could
take
bring out
any
the
of
big
these.
guns.
If
Yeah.
they did GTA, that would be fucking mental.
Online,
Totally.
dude. Can you imagine playing GTA 5 online in VR?
shit, dude.
I don't know that I want to come out. That's the
So
first
much fun.
metaverse I've ever been a part of, right?
It's so much fun.
I think Wes, I like everything you're saying, dude. I'm like really resonating with you. I really think you've like got a good perspective on this right now. And you know, I think Half-Life Alyx would be fucking huge. Obviously not for us, right? We've all played the game, but like there's so many people who have not played that new Half-Life game who have a PlayStation 5 sitting there in their living. And they're going to be like, okay, now's the time. Like I can finally play this Half-Life game. So I think that would be huge. I've seen, I think somebody here mentioned it. And then in the chat also, an Astrobot sequel would be amazing. That's kind of like their flagship PlayStation VR mascot. It's an awesome platformer that's fun for all ages. And then one of these like huge existing IPs like a new Grand Theft Auto, or like you said, like a BioShock, or maybe like a Titanfall or something like that to come in VR would just be amazing. So I don't know if that's what I think is going to happen, but that's what I want to happen.
Sure.
What would you put
the?
What would you put the odds on Half-Life Alyx? Like to me, I think that is probably more of a favorite than most of the other titles. Like I want an Astrobot title, but I really to me, I'm going to put like Half-Life Alyx coming to PlayStation VR 2. And they're announcing this thing like 70%. That's how I think it's going to happen. I really do.
Well, there's been so many games going back and forth between the two, and Valve loves to use new hardware and push the boundaries. And I know they would love to do the adaptive triggers, and it would be the best version of Half-Life ever. And they've kind of got they've got their as much as they can get out of it. Like everybody's played it on Steam, right? I mean, there's going to be stragglers, but this is a whole new audience.
The only
So
reason
I agree.
The only reason I thought maybe Half-Life wouldn't happen is if they'd done a standalone version of Half-Life Alyx for the Deckard. I mean, imagine.
I think that they're working on that. I think that they're working on that, but I do think that they would bring Half-Life Alyx to PlayStation VR 2, like Root said, with enhanced triggers and haptics and all of the bells and
OLED,
whistles.
those colors and OLED screens. Holy shit!
Oh,
dude.
I hope so. I hope so.
Valve is not afraid to put their first-party software on other people's stuff. You can play Valve titles on any system that you have. So I feel like it's a slam dunk.
Half-Life
they did it with Orange Box.
All of the things have been on all the PlayStation products in the past, so it only makes sense.
I just
it's all
played
licensing,
Portal.
you know.
Portal and Portal 2. I just played them on the Switch. They're amazing. 60 frames per second. Looks great.
That's
awesome.
crazy.
You know what I want to see that I don't think that traditional gamers would give two shits about? I want to see the Gallery remastered from Cloudhead. That's what I want. And I want the third one to be on the way.
What is the Gallery? I've not heard of that.
Heart of the Emberstone, Call of the Starseed. You don't remember these?
It was always supposed to be a 3-game series from Cloudhead, but then they went into Pistol Whip after that, and they've never really kind of gone back to it.
Mash, you said that the Pistol Whip kind of saved their company. That Gallery almost.
Yeah, I mean,
them, right?
Gallery, the Gallery 1 and 2, the Heart of the Emberstone and Gallery 1 and 2, almost bankrupted them. Like they were probably on the edge. You got to remember that was all PC VR. You know, there was no standalone yet. It was early PC VR. So, you know, there was not a lot of those early PC VR titles were amazing, and there was tons of money thrown into them, but they didn't make any money. Like games like Edge of Nowhere and Asgard's Wrath. I mean, those games they were all in like Stormland. Those games were huge, you know, highly done. They had tons of budget and money put it behind them because everybody thought the VR was going to be huge back then and that everybody would go out and buy it. And it was only Steam then. And they just didn't make the money that they had put into it. So, yeah, I mean, Cloudhead was almost done. Literally, they were showing off Pistol Whip in the lobby of OC6 because they couldn't even afford to get a booth, dude. And literally, that saved them. We wouldn't have Pistol Whip today, but that saved them to made them to the company they are today. And that goes to show you the power of standalone.
Do you still remember the first time we saw the trailer for Pistol Whip? With that guy in the suit. Fucking hell. That was...
I remember content creators wearing the suit.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, I do.
If I had that ad revenue, dude, I would have done it.
I was at OC6 and they were just doing demos in the hallways of the convention center, and it was the talk of the show. Like, and, they announced, I think what they announced, hand tracking for the Quest at that thing. Horizon, I think, was announced at that event also. But there was like crowds in the hallways and a sweaty headset getting passed around to everybody playing that game. And their Quest was at like 10% with the battery pack plugged into it, and there's like, I think there's enough battery. Go ahead, man. And it was awesome. Yeah, it was a really cool thing to see, because like Matt just said, they didn't have a booth or anything. They were just walking through the halls, and it was the talk of the show.
That is awesome.
But Wes is right. Those first 2 games, they don't get enough love. I mean, they were beautiful. You should just check them out, GT.
They're still great. They're still great.
Absolutely. They're
By
Definition
today's
of
standards.
before their time. You
Yeah.
know, those were the flagship VR games when the Rift first came out.
Oh, they were so good.
Yeah,
I mean, there's 10 titles that you could put people into today. We'd still do. D just played Edge of Nowhere. That came out in 2016 or 15.
Oh, what's the other one I like? It's like the third person like sword / game. Oh god.
Oh, Senua's Sacrifice, Hellblade.
No.
That one's amazing too. Another great one.
It was an Oculus. It was an Oculus game. It was really cool. Like, I really enjoyed it. Shit.
Where's the one where you get older as you play? Remember?
Every time you die, you got older.
Get older. Yeah, that's what
that
you're thinking of. I can't remember the name.
No.
Oh yeah. We played this.
Such a good game too.
That is a good game. Although it's
It's fucking hard.
game.
Yeah,
That
it's
game
hard.
is
Chronos.
That's it.
Yeah,
Chronos.
yeah.
That's a hard
Such a
game,
good
dude.
Yeah, well done, Samson. He got it. Yeah, Paradise got it. Well done, lads. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Oh, Sorrento.
Good call though. That's a great game.
That is go.
Well,
yeah.
what about Wilson's Heart? Maybe we get a sequel to that, like Wilson's Liver
Yeah.
or something.
Never played it. I've never played
His
Wilson's.
kidney,
Oh, you'd
bro.
like that one too. A lot of good start like voice acting in that one, like all like serious like
best.
Hollywood voice actors. Yeah.
The best ever. I mean, they had an all-star cast 10 deep in that game.
Nice. Oh, so, Parasite Green, thank you ever so much. He's the £5 donation. But thanks for making this show happen, dude. It's a great show. I just want to say, without these guys, like, it, I guess I did make it happen, but it was always going to be a team effort. So yeah, thank you for watching. I love it. I do. I love doing it. It's a real shame.
I think we all do. I think we all talk about it all the
Fun.
time, like how much we really look forward to doing this show.
Yeah.
GT listens back to the show, right? You said GT.
I
you
do,
actually listen back.
yeah, because funny enough, like I like being on it, and I think it's really good to watch as well. But when you listen to it in an audio format, I think not watching it allows you to listen a bit more. Like, because at the moment we're looking at the live chat, we're looking at each other, blah blah, and then suddenly when that's taken away, I find myself easily doing an hour of this, and it's really interesting. Like, it's really interesting. I don't know how to describe it, but I know it sounds like I'm blowing it up myself. But Parasite says really interesting topics that keep me tuned in most weeks when I'm 3 VR forever. Thank you ever so much, dude. I really appreciate you. And Samsung143 VR with the $2 donation coming in with the Chronos VR. He's like, look at the fucking live chat. He's chucking down money just to thank you
Love it.
ever so much.
Hey, that's what super chats are all about.
right.
You want to be heard, you super chat it. You'll be heard.
Yeah. Pay to have says or something. I don't know what the fucking phrase is. But yeah, I love it. Everyone here, like, you always see him each and every week. It's so cool. What did someone say earlier? It's quite funny. Some Static has said, and this was actually aimed at you, Roots. It's now called the VR CruCast.
Me? Why is
Nice.
that aimed at me?
I
I'm
said
not
to you,
crude.
didn't I? I said, don't say the bloody sit on the face thing. But you went along with it.
You just said it.
I know, but
Well.
it's done now, isn't it?
This is the thing. If it's in the chat, it's gonna it has to be addressed.
It's true.
So anyway,
Next time, super chat it.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, that's for sure. Let us know in the chat though what you guys are looking forward to. At least one announcement from the show. Are you guys live streaming this on your channels and stuff, or nice?
Yeah. We'll be doing it on Without Parole, and I think you're going to go as well, right, Eric?
I am. Yeah, me, Todd, and special guest Skiva.
Nice. So you, Todd, and Skiva on Q2C. Where's his Roots?
And Alex, if he wants to join too, by the way. I just figured he'd be busy. But We'd love to have
did
between
you?
realities.
You figured I'd be busy.
Oh, you're a busy guy.
Playing
Or did he
Zelda.
be
Zelda.
Playing
Tears of the
Zelda.
Kingdom.
Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably join in.
Cool. There we go.
So it'll be me and Brian, and I think AJ is going to be joining us. I'm not sure if Miles will be. Most likely, all four of us
Oh, nice.
will
dude.
be on Wednesday. Yeah.
Awesome. And I'll be doing it on my own.
You know who else will be doing it on their own?
My mom.
I might bring her on. With
There
me.
you go.
Bring her.
That is the best That's the best podcast ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Me
GT and my mom.
Me and Wes's mum. Should be where's my son Wes? Oh, he's on another channel, I'm afraid.
We should restream each other's reactions, and it would just be like
That
to
would be funny.
infinity.
Oh,
You know.
dude,
That would-
that'd be
Yeah.
awesome. Bluebell says she loves the VR CruCast, so that's good. That's good.
There you go.
And it's crazy to think that that's only one of 3 gaming showcases.
Yes.
I know.
Yes,
Virtual reality.
No.
One of 3, plus a huge event like with possibly the biggest headset splash that the industry's ever seen as well. So time is this is the time, that it's just amazing to watch all this go down and to be here for it. It's like watching history being made.
I thought you were about to say this is a time for World War III to start, right? When everything's about to pop
Why?
off.
Why
and
would you say
fucking
that?
Stop it all.
It's gonna end.
Because that's
everything.
just the way everything seems to be going. I don't want it to be that way, but
I'm watching the news, Roots.
And
Turn the
call.
news
Yeah,
on.
Yeah,
Seriously,
stop watching the fucking news, man. You know, in the mornings when you wake up and go, Alexa, flash briefing, don't fucking say that, all right?
Yeah,
Just-
don't do that.
believe me, dude. Honestly, it's crazy how this is my interpretation of stuff, right? I do listen to the news, but I kind of think to myself, like all those things that people talk about and they worry about, and then something else happens. Nothing in my world, through my life, nothing would have changed. Nothing would have changed. You know what I mean? And I kind of
That's
think,
true. I get the sentiment. I completely agree. That stuff doesn't affect us as much as they like to make us think. I think the news is kind of oriented to manipulate people into certain frames of mind.
yeah,
And you're right. It does matter, on a big overarching level. But as far as like our personal lives, not much of it actually affects
And-
No.
how we live.
Yeah,
And
like-
it's always been that way. There's never been
Yeah.
a time where these things haven't been happening and it hasn't been a constant parade of crap. So,
Yeah,
you
it's all
know,
bullshit.
concentrate on what you love. And don't ignore the bad, but concentrate on what you love.
absolutely.
there's still more good than
Amen.
bad.
That's right. That's right.
Amen.
You gotta remember,
I mean, it's
like-
just
Yeah.
the thing is the news. I mean, and without going too deep into this, the news is a TV show. All right. Like, sure, there's some journalists out there who have integrity, who are trying to like bring information to the people, but 99% of it is a television program designed to keep you there, designed to keep you clicking. That's the same with like these bullshit headlines that we're always seeing. Exactly. It's like what makes money? Train wrecks make money. They say like you can't take your eyes off a train wreck. It's like crazy. So they just put constant train wreck after train wreck after train wreck on the news. And then you're led to believe that the whole country is just a never ending chain of train wrecks happening 24/7. And that's not the reality of this world. And I'm hoping that as we continue to like plunge into the future of the information age that we're currently living in, that hopefully this will stop being such a common practice. But that's my optimistic hope.
We have to protect the free internet, because eventually what's going to happen is they're going to come for the internet to try to suppress information the way it was 30 years ago. So we have
Dude,
to
it's already
protect the free
there.
internet. We need to
We're already there,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
It's
I
not
know,
free
right?
internet anymore.
I
It
know.
hasn't been in a long time. It's already filtered out. You can't say anything anymore. Real information can't be shared if it goes against anyone's narrative that pays a lot of money.
You're true.
It is
It's true.
long past the free internet.
Do you know what
Yeah.
RIP. Pouring out for the internet.
I feel like sometimes the news is no different to like a clickbait YouTuber.
Same.
We
It is the
need
same.
we
It's
need
exactly the
to
same.
get, what are people worried about? So what are they reading about? Well, we'll keep doing that because that means it's eyes on us, it's retention on us, and what dude, honestly,
How long?
just
How long
practice.
before we see?
Just
how long-
practice. Stay off it for a month. Stay off it for a week and see how it affects you. And then I bet you get to the end of that month and go, fuck.
How long before we
Mhm.
see Anderson Cooper with a mouthcape photo?
I think
Yeah,
he's got him
right.
out there. They're coming.
So anyway, the PlayStation Showcase is May 24th.
Yep.
That's in 2 days. So set your calendars for that. Shortly following that will be the Meta Quest Gaming Showcase. That's on June 1st. So
We'll have a
that's
show,
what-
but we'll have a show before that as well. So that'd be pretty cool.
Yep. So we'll have one show before that. Oh, actually, well,
That show will be live when we'll be at AWE, and that metagaming showcase will go live.
Nice.
yeah, I'm leaving on Tuesday. So I'll be
Are
home
you
on
really?
Monday. So
You're leaving
Will-
from AWE on Tuesday?
no, I'm going to AWE on
Oh,
Tuesday.
okay, I got you.
Will
Yeah, I'm
we
gonna stay home
We'll
on
be here
Memorial
next
Day.
Monday.
will we hear about the Quest 3 on June 1st? That's the question.
I think we will.
Yeah. I
Well, it
originally
says-
didn't think so, but now they're putting Quest 3 on all the titles in the store. Why would they do that, if they're not going to at least talk about it? So
At least mention it.
I think they're going to
Yeah.
mention the name and say officially it's going to be called the Quest 3. I do not think we'll get an exact a date release or
Right.
a price.
They're not going to
Right.
say it's available today. I'm just
No,
kidding.
no.
That would be
They'll say it's
awesome,
coming
wouldn't
later
Well,
this year.
right.
I don't
It makes
know.
no sense for them to pretend like it's not a thing. Brad already let that cat out of the bag 6 months ago. So, and they know that. So they might as well lean into it. That they're going to have to do something to combat the Apple hype anyway. And I think that's what they'll do. They'll start showing us Quest 3 games, let us know that's coming later this year, and then more info will come at Connect.
Brandon says June 29th, Quest 3 launch. Wasn't there something that, we recently
The
heard
launch.
that they were,
He's saying the launch.
he's saying the
so
launch.
soon.
No.
I think this
There's no way.
completely
But
depends
Brandon
on,
said it.
on the Apple headset. I think the only reason they're even mentioning any of this right now is because of this Apple thunder happening right now. So depending on when they're planning on launching, if they got some kind of insider information, they have to do what they have to do as a business to keep some kind of hype going and focus on their company too.
Right.
Well, but this
Especially
isn't
at
a Connect.
$3,000 price tag.
Well,
But
that's
But this
true.
isn't a Connect or whatever the
No,
hell
but-
they call it these days. It's a gaming showcase, you know?
That's
Yeah,
why
but
I
so,
think
like,
we won't see
WWDC 's
details.
coming,
Yeah,
so-
I'm not expecting any Quest 3 details.
Isn't
from
it
this. Like,
normally Facebook Connect where they drop the tech
Yep.
stuff? So
yes.
yeah,
It
Like
is.
I said,
maybe
I think
just
we'll hear the
bring it up.
name. Yeah, I think that exactly. I think they're going to bring it up. I think they'll say, coming, this fall or something like that, but they'll be vague and they won't have a price definitely, and they will not probably have a release, an exact
I
release
agree.
date.
I agree. With that.
And for what it's worth, this is not going to be your typical gaming showcase. This is going to be nearly 50% longer than your typical gaming showcase, and that's not even counting the fact that they're leading into it with world premiere trailers, and they're on the back end they're going to have developer interviews. They're going to be
Ooh.
talking about stuff. And
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be cool stuff. They're going to try to make the biggest splash that they can because let's be honest, they're trying to stop all the negative momentum that they've garnered over the last few months. Like Meta's in a pretty bad place in terms of like public perception, and they need to try to turn that around. And I think refocusing on gaming is their way to kind of
They need
right the ship.
What's
I'd
that,
love to
Roots?
see Carmack come back. I want Carmack to
Carmack.
come.
He won't go. He won't go back.
He won't
too
go
bad.
back, but yeah.
I don't think he'll go back.
No, they
He's
already-
working on the evil AI overlords now forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be interesting, won't it? I'm hoping the Quest 3. I think PSVR 2 for me personally, I kind of think like if I erased PSVR 2 from existence at the moment, I don't know what this first part of this year would have been. Like I can't,
That's a good point.
I don't know. I think the VR space would have been much lonelier, So yeah, I'm really
Agreed.
yeah. I mean, but I'm really hoping that Quest 3 also ignites that, and with the two combined, everyone's got plenty of content and choices, to have a really good time. And yeah, I mean, I'm so interested in what Apple are doing. I'm really interested in what Apple are doing. But I don't know, depending on the price. I mentioned to the wife about how much it is, and she was like, "Nah,
You're not getting it's not happening.
that ain't
No.
happening."
Well, they're going the other way. They're going the way that Meta decided not to go. Meta decided to make VR affordable for everyone before it was good. And the other philosophy is to make VR something that everybody wants before it becomes something that everybody can afford.
Yeah,
So I think that both philosophies have merit, and I'm glad that someone's taking up that mantle.
What did you think then? Talking about that, what do you think the price of Quest 3 will be?
600.
600, I think, is the
Wow.
limit on it. I don't think it would ever be more than that. I think, 550 is probably the most likely scenario. Put it on price parity with PlayStation VR. I think 600 is the roof for it.
I'm going with 500.
That's why I think $499. I think it has to be $499. If it goes above $499, it gets to the questionable stage whether people can buy it.
See, I think $599. I think they're slowly trying to actually make these things the value what they should be. I think, because at the end of the day, they're taking losses and stuff. And some of the other headsets, when you see those prices, everyone's like, whoa, you know what I mean? But that's probably what they should have cost in the first place. And
plus, they released the Pro at such a ridiculous price. It makes this one not 600 doesn't seem unreasonable, does it?
I never understood whether Quest Pro was there to make a profit or what. Like, I still don't really understand what the
set. Yeah, and also, like I said, they got that price point out there so ridiculous, and now this other one's going to release in 600. Actually, sounds reasonable.
I know plenty of people who bought the Pro though, who are just gamers.
Yeah. You know what though? And now that I'm thinking about it, because I completely forgot about this. Actually, I think you're probably closer to 600. You're probably right. I think you guys are more right than I am at being at 499, because you got to remember this spring they're planning to release a Quest 3 Lite. So if they come out at $499,
do you mean a Quest 2 Lite?
They have
no. I think the Quest in the spring it's going to be a Quest 3 Lite,
which
is going to be the Quest 3 that doesn't have as many features. That's going to be more affordable. So if they price themselves already at 500, what do they make the Quest 3 at? So I think they'll probably be higher with this Quest 3 and then lower with the Quest 3 Lite or whatever they're going to call it.
That is so confusing. If I was them, I'd go Quest 3 and Quest 3 Pro, for example. Like, keep with those names that you've slowly tried to integrate, and whenever you mention it, dude, like, everyone still misses the name Oculus, but obviously that's never going to come back. At least don't. I don't know. I think that makes sense. Quest 3, Quest Pro. Quest Lite? I'm not sure. It sounds like a diet drink.
Yeah, no, I don't know if that's going to be the name, but that's basically what it is, right? It's like the Quest 3 that doesn't have as much of the stuff in it. Probably won't have, may not have as good controllers. So, like, what if the Quest 3 has a better controller and then the Quest Lite doesn't? Maybe it doesn't have controllers. Maybe the Quest Lite doesn't ship with controllers and you have to buy them separately.
See, I thought that maybe would have been a thing when they were still planning on doing eye tracking and stuff like that, and they removed the eye tracking. That's a couple $100 of hardware that they'd knock off the price right there. But since they decided to scrap that,
I'm still not convinced we don't see this Quest 3 with eye tracking.
I know they want to. I mean, that's very, very valuable data for them. So I know they want to. That's for sure.
Well, and they've been trying to make it seem so cool, right?
Yeah. I mean, they're at a point now they have to answer to their shareholders because they're all taking a big loss. So they probably aren't able to do all of the things they really want to do. They probably do have to listen a little bit to the people that own their stock. So
interesting.
Switch Lite is out there and it does pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's primarily for kids. So maybe they're considering how many young people are using these headsets, and while they'll never officially say that it's for kids, maybe they'll make one that's like sturdier, could survive a couple of drops, less expensive.
Couple of Gorilla Tag.
Yeah, right.
The IPD is like 30.
Yeah. I think if anyone's like saving any money though, I would prep $599 to be safe. I think. Me personally, I think $599 is going to.
You think that will be with the Quest Pro quality controllers, or do you think it's going back to the original controllers? $599.
I don't know. I mean, me personally, I kind of thought there'd just be one Quest version, and it's going to be that price. So I don't know. Like, the stuff you're telling me is new to me. I haven't heard about different versions. I don't even know. I
thought Brad said something about that. He did talk about a light version, right, on one of the shows. I thought he.
Yeah, no, they announced. They said they had a couple of versions in coming, and then a light version would be coming in the spring. They did announce that.
Yeah. Oh, so you got $499. Yeah, a lot of people are saying $499. That's what they're expecting.
Well, either way,
that's what people hope. That's the thing. Let's be realistic. Most people don't want a $599. That sounds like a lot, right?
But save that extra money, because You know, the's going to be add-on, straps that are going to make it comfortable. There's going to be all kinds of things to buy after the fact, like there always is. So save some extra dough if you can.
Oh, there's no Bradley today. Biggity Bam, how you doing, man? Yeah, there's no Bradley today. Unfortunately, I can't remember why he said he wasn't going to be here, but he's not.
He's traveling.
Oh, he's traveling. Is he actually traveling? He's like in VR.
He said he would be on a plane, I think.
Yeah, he was going to a display conference, right?
That's correct. That is correct. Yeah. So what you guys?
I thought he was.
Sorry.
I was gonna say I thought he was playing the Zelda game. Isn't he into that? No.
So what have you guys been playing this week? Like, what have you been doing?
I will give you one guess of what I've played.
Ghosts of Tabor.
Non-stop. I mean, non-stop where I have for my free time. Every bit of free time. I actually did go in, however. I forced myself. I had to really force myself. I was like, I have to play at least one other game. So I went in and I played Propagation Paradise Hotel, which I found was pretty good. I thought the graphics on the PC, when you crank them all up, are pretty good. I almost crapped myself a few times.
Good.
There were some things I didn't like about it, but I mean, like most games, right? But primarily, I thought it was a really good experience. Almost done with it. I'm not quite there, but then I went back to Ghost of War. So
nice.
Tough to get away from.
Yeah, but of course I've been addicted to Zelda this week. So I haven't played anything in VR, but I almost played Knock yesterday. And I plan on trying the PlayStation version of Knock when I get back. I personally love Knock. I love Rocket League, and that's basically like Rocket League in VR, but with the bow and arrow. And I think it's an awesome game. I would not sleep on it. If you're curious about Knock, definitely check it out. And I'm excited to try it on the PlayStation. So that's what I'll be doing when I'm done house sitting. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm house sitting and dog sitting. There's dogs here, so I'm not at my typical crib.
My problem with Knock is I want Rocket League. I want the real fucking game. I want Rocket League in VR. I love that game. And so anytime I play
what would you do? Would you play it in third person, like where you're looking down on the car and it's following
either way, or in first person or whatever?
Person would be impossible because all the flips and turns.
It's the same thing that people say about Returnal, but I mean, you'd be your choice. But I don't know, man. Like I feel like that's my problem with Knock is I get in there and I play it and I'm like, I want it to be the actual game. I don't want a bow and arrow knockoff of it, at least for me, because I really do love that game. And
bow and arrow knockoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just me, but you know what I mean? So I don't know.
So Root says sleep on it. I say don't sleep on it. Check it out. If you like Rocket League, or even if you like sports in general, like if you're a competitor and you want to win some matches, check out Knock.
I think
and be prepared to be beaten by an 8-year-old. An 8-year-old will beat you at that game. So get ready for that.
I was thinking with PSVR 2, that's going to be a new age audience, potentially. I think there's a lot more adults owning PSVR 2 than Quest and kids.
It does support crossplay though, so you're going to have all those Quest kids.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went in there today though. It's quite worrying. There was only 10 or 12 people online with crossplay enabled.
Wow.
It was a bit early in the day though. It was early, for the Americans and stuff. So, but still, man, you sort of think, oh, god damn it. But I love the movement system. I love the way you use your left arm to skate around and then your right arm to fly or jump or whatever. I think it's so cool. I think it's.
But
really
does that really surprise anybody though? Because Knock was kind of dying on the other platforms. I don't think PlayStation VR 2 is going to save it. You know what I mean? It just didn't hit well. And
probably needs to go free to play.
Exactly. And there's the other version that's out there that is free to play. What's the one that actually we enjoyed with the robots?
Ultimate.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one a lot more. And I think that's kind of the problem too.
They're so different. Obviously the goal is knock the ball into the net. They have that in common, but otherwise, they're such different games. And I like both games too. And I like Rocket League. I like them all. So yeah, I feel you. And GT, I agree with you on the movement system. I think it's pretty awesome. The way I describe it to people is It's Rocket League, but you're on ice skates and you can still jump and fly and
Yeah.
you have a bow and arrow. Like it's like you're skating around. You have that momentum, like that left hand, it's kind of like digging a pole into the ground and pulling yourself, and you'll start cruising and you keep the momentum for quite a while before you slow down. So you're like sliding all over the place, jumping way up in the air, shooting down on the ball to like dunk it into the net, and it's good fun.
Yeah, that'd be
I love it.
interesting. I'd love to see Population 1's metrics now.
Yeah.
I wonder how that's doing, because I mean, to be fair, of all these games that are online, that game surely had the biggest reach. I
Right.
think.
Mhm.
It did,
I
but
almost mentioned Pop 1 during our PlayStation Showcase talk. I was like, ooh, will Pop 1 maybe be coming to PlayStation?
Ooh, that'd be
Maybe
wild.
they'll be dropping
That'd
that.
be crazy. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the Quest, that Meta would have to give that up, right? They own Big Box now. That would
Oh,
be tough.
yeah, they do.
Yeah, but then
That
the
would be
Beat Saber's going to PSVR 2, and they own.
Yeah. Yeah, but nobody really wants Beat Saber anyway. Not even the guy who, not even the head of Beat Saber wants to be at fucking Beat Saber.
Fuck.
The head of Beat Saber is like, guys, we suck. I'm out. We'll see
That's
ya."
a good point. Do you think you get a Beat Saber release date as well?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Probably.
a lot
That
of
makes
people want
sense.
that. I mean, it is, as I said in my video today, it's the world's most popular, well-known VR game. You know, I mean,
Yep.
it's a
Yeah.
big deal. I know that's the problem. We all sit here like we played that 5 years ago, but it is a big deal, isn't it?
It's still the number one game that people recognize when I ask random people. And it's not only the game that people say that they know of, it's the game that when I ask them, because I ask everybody, what's your favorite VR game? I'd say 9 out of 10 times they'll say that one, either Beat Saber, or they'll just say that one with the slicing the blocks.
Yeah.
And I think of MASH every time, because it's just because it's just so opposite of how we feel. Like we're so done and over it, but it really is popular. So
Yeah.
It's some people that have Quest 2 headsets that I even know. It's all they play. Like, literally, I'm like, really? That's all you play?
Look how in pain he is.
No
Look how in pain
idea
he
what
is.
you're missing.
the Beat Simulator headset. That's all it takes.
It's just sad to me that, like that. Like literally, like this one kid, his mom got him a Quest 2 for Christmas, and I'm like, hey, what have you been playing? And I even sent them some keys for games. I'm like, what have you been playing? Beat Saber. And I'm like, really?
You're gonna get caught
Totally
sour
different
mash. Sour mash.
Sour mash?
I
Beat
just
Saber's
literally.
the shit. Beat Saber is the shit. All right,
Oh.
I love it. I've played hundreds of VR games, and I still absolutely love Beat Saber. It is as easy to play as it is fun, and extremely is the modifier there. It is extremely easy to get into. It's extremely fun to play, and it has expression in it in the same way that expression exists in like dancing and playing instruments, but it provides a space for people to feel comfortable expressing themselves in that way. So maybe they wouldn't go out to a dance club and dance the night away. And maybe they wouldn't go to a karaoke club and sing their heart out. But if they put the headset on and play Beat Saber for an hour, they get that expression. They feel like they're participating in the music, and they are participating in the music, and it's awesome.
It's also got a mastery level. It's also got a mastery level.
True. MASH says remove the word "the" out of Beat Saber's the shit.
I would just like it. I would just hope that people would like. I would hope that it would be terrible if most people's, experience in VR just be Beat Saber. Like that to me. I mean, great if that's all you want to do. But I mean, I could show you so many other things that would completely blow you away, and you'd probably turn your back and go, "I will never play Beat Saber again," or "I'll play it very rarely." I mean, it just kills me. And then like we wonder why there's headsets in closets, and because people are like, oh, there's Beat Saber and that's it. Like there's so many things out there that I think are done better. And look, Beat Saber is amazing for people that want to get into VR, and I think it's done a great job. I give it a hard time just because I think it's kind of been neglected, other than putting other song packs out there. But seriously, I mean, Beat Saber was, how many years ago? It's time to move on to different things now and different experiences. Let's get something better in VR. And that's what I really want to see from the Metagaming Showcase. I want to see what the next Beat Saber is going to be. Give me that next thing that's going to hook people like Beat Saber did.
Beat Saber 2.
Well, and like I said, it's easy to play, and one of the reasons is because it doesn't make you uncomfortable. Like that's such a huge issue still in VR right now. Like anytime, because I mean, I go out there, I talk to people, I meet people randomly throughout my life, and when I start talking about what I do for a living and what I'm into, I mention VR. They talk, oh, I have a Quest. I've been playing Thrill of the Fight and this and that. And he's like, and I tried playing this other game, but when I started moving, nope, that was it. So all I play is Thrill the Fight now, which is the same as Beat Saber. Like you're not moving through a space, you're stuck in one spot. And if you are moving, you're doing it with your feet. So there's no motion sickness happening. We're all used to it. And it's such an old conversation that I think we just kind of breeze over it really quickly from time to time because we don't feel that way when we're in VR. But the sad reality is that most people are still uncomfortable in the majority of the VR experiences that exist. And that's one of the reasons why Beat Saber is so fucking popular, because people never feel sick when they play it.
Mm-hmm. True that. It's the one game anyone can play. I do want to give a shout out to Samsung of the Let's Talk Oculus podcast saying with a super chat for $1.99 saying Contractors Dev Battle Royale coming to PSVR. And that reminded me, that is the other game I played this week. Was Contractors.
Oh,
like I went
wow,
in
you played
with,
Contractors?
I did. I went in with Awakened Toast and Tribe and Shortstack and Betty and a whole bunch of people. We did some really fun things, but I was blown away at the progress of that game. I couldn't believe how much better that game feels. The mods are absolutely nutty. Like we went in as Star Wars characters for some of this stuff, and like we had like lasers flying by our heads. It's like it was absolutely nuts. We had such a good time. And they are coming out with a battle royale either mode or another game. I'm not sure exactly. But that'll be a big deal. Thanks for that super chat, Samson.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Contractors is such a good way for you to experience what Call of Duty would have been like those levels. And then you got Halo, and not only is it Halo, it's with the Halo physics and the suits.
Played Halo too? Yeah, we played Halo.
It's just Contractors is fantastic. I don't know how they get away with it, to be honest. Like, it's so amazing. That's why I don't know if you'd ever see that on PlayStation.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be
Probably
tough.
not. But they all work on the Quest too, which is nuts. Like whenever a game, whenever a game comes out and the mods work on Quest, I'm always like blown away because some of these mods are pretty intense, and they, I always wonder how they pull it off and how they get away with it. But it's really good. It's coming back with a vengeance. So
nice. What about you?
You know what else we got?
Sorry.
I was gonna say, you know what else we got a release date for today?
No, go on.
It's a VR game that's near and dear to my heart. Pixel Ripped.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
I didn't see that.
Yep.
What is the date?
What is it?
I missed it.
June 15th.
16th? 15th?
15th or 16th?
I
think it's
cannot wait for
15th.
that game.
Yep.
Yeah, so less than a month and we'll have a new Pixel Ripped game. And here's the crazy shit. It's a fucking Atari game. Like
Legit.
an actual legit Atari game. You're not playing on a gear kit. You're not playing on the Turbo X16. Like it's Atari, like officially branded actual Atari IPs in this game. Like the blessing from Atari as far as you can get it. I think that is so rad. I'm super stoked.
Is this game on all platforms? Is it coming to PSVR?
That's correct.
That's cool, man, because I do feel that 75% of the Quest base would be like, what the fuck is an Atari? Like,
I don't know.
I've never heard of it. What
There's
is
some
that?
older people out there.
But they made a lot of games and they continue to. So hopefully at least people know them by the games that they put out, right? And we
everybody
did
knows
play
Atari
this
stuff.
at GDC. We each got like a half an hour on this game. And what I played was absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Just like
it
any
was cool.
Pixel Rip game I've played, it was phenomenal. So I can't wait. Pretty
You
stoked.
can't, and it's such an incredible personality as well.
Oh my god, yeah.
It was amazing.
She's the
Yeah, I
best.
love it.
Yeah.
And Atari was super pumped about it. Like we got to meet some of the representatives from Atari, and they're like excited for being in VR in some way. And this, I don't think, will be the last game or IP from Atari that we'll see in a VR game in some way.
Because isn't it based in like their offices and their games?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they actually model the actual Atari offices in there, like the ones that those games were made back in the day.
That'd be awesome. Have you guys seen the Tetris movie? On Apple?
No, I want to.
No.
Want to, but Ghost of Tabor has ruined my life.
Oh,
So I'll watch it someday.
yeah, maybe. I hope you do, man. I hope you do.
When they add a movie projector to Ghost of Tabor, you'll watch
There you
it.
go.
Ghost of Tabor, the movie.
Exactly. No, is it good though for real? Because it looked pretty intense, and I think the story behind Tetris has always been really cool, and I feel like people don't typically know about what went on with that game. So I saw this come out, and I was like, whoa, this looks sick. Did anyone here watch it?
Not yet, no, but I am aware of it. It does look cool. I'm aware of
Yeah.
the story too. Like, this is something back in the day that I found very interesting.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, you did watch it, GP?
What, a Tetris movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh, nice.
It's really good, and it led me to
Ooh,
buy
he's got something good.
a Game Boy, like a proper.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
It led me to get in that, man, and the game.
Have you been
Nice.
playing
It was
it, or is
clean.
it just for display?
Yeah,
Nice.
It's in the box.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
I need it.
It's so
I
cool.
want one modded with a backlight. I really want a modded one with a backlight.
Yeah, I think mine has. Yeah. And you can
Oh,
change
look
it.
at that, dude.
And you can change the colors of the screen as well. Like all the
Yours,
games and
you
stuff.
got a modded backlight version? Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, he did.
Dude.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's
I'm
yeah. So
jealous.
when you watch the film, right, that is when you find out about the Game Boy as well at the same time. So that it's
Cool.
like the two go together. You know, not only they're talking about the game, they then go, we're thinking of bringing it out on this, and that's when you first see the Game Boy. And if you've got any retro feels inside you, you will be like, oh fucking hell, that's fantastic. Like, yeah, I remember.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, I am traveling soon. I'm going to be downloading this on my devices and
Ooh, there
watching
you go.
something on
There
the
you go.
plane.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good fun.
So-
dude. It's good fun.
I don't know if you guys remember the trailer, the first trailer for Tetris Effect when it came out, but
Yeah.
it like explains why they call it Tetris Effect, and it is mind blowing. It's so awesome, and I guess I might as well share it here. So if you missed this trailer, it's super interesting. The Tetris Effect is an actual coined term that like some researchers or some doctors ended up having to come up with through these experiments that they were doing with Alzheimer's patients, or people with memory loss, I should say, because I'm not exactly sure if it's Alzheimer's, but memory loss. And they would do these like tests where they would have people play Tetris for like hours at a time and then come back later and like interview them and ask them questions and stuff. And people would forget their experience of playing the game. Like they have memory loss, so they forget the game and that they played it entirely. But they did report visions of images of squares and cubes, tetraminos and blocks and hitting and lines clearing. Like, so it transcended their memory loss. And even though they didn't remember the experience at all, they were having like the memory of these visions of blocks coming down and lines clearing. And they ended up coining that experience the Tetris effect. And that blew my mind when I saw that trailer. And it's pretty interesting and really cool.
You're gonna love that film, Alex. You're gonna like,
I think
look
so.
Look at these what I got as well. So these are like
Oh, is that Excite Bike? I love
that's
Excite Bike.
Yeah.
Excite Bike, and then you got
There we
Zelda,
go. There's the one. That's the one
Excite
that
Bike
got
in
me
the
into gaming.
You got
Excite Bike in the arcades was so good.
Metroid, Duck Hunt.
So those
Hunt.
on cartridges, are those like coasters or something?
Yeah, they're coasters, dude.
That's
sick.
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys are lucky I'm not home right now, because
Yeah.
I would be
Oh, I
like
know.
pulling everything off my
out.
shelf and be like, check this out, and this, and this.
I swear,
Nintendo show and tell.
I swear to God, man, like if I hadn't done YouTube on VR, I probably would have started a retro channel, to be honest, because
Nice.
I just love games, man. I love video games.
Yep, I feel you.
I
I
do.
feel
I'm the
yeah.
same way.
I had all those games. See, here's the scary thing. I had all those games original, bought them when they first came out.
Should have kept them.
waited,
Me too.
waited to go to the store to get them. Like Atari games, like you see an Atari game now. Like I had that game. Like I was waiting for that game to come out. Like whatever game it was, like those retro games. That was me growing up. There was no video gaming back then. Like when I started, during my younger childhood, think about a time when there's no video games. There is none. I mean, literally, I remember when Pong came out. I remember when the Atari 2600 was like unheard of, and it wasn't even like you think video games are like in the back room today where people like look down on you for doing something in video games. Back then, if you played video games, people were like, "What? How dare you play video games?" Like how like a person my age being into video games is going to be more of a normal thing to be an older gamer, because we grew up with games where our generation before did not grow up with games. We had no idea what gaming for them was going outside and playing a game. There was no video game. So this is such a good time.
It was interesting. Before we went live, I was saying I saw some clips of porn stars. Am I saying that right? I'm
Porn.
saying.
Oh my God. Porn
I keep saying
Porn
porn.
stars.
I don't know how else to
Which
say
one,
it.
GT?
How else am I
What's
supposed to
her
say
name?
it? You
What's
say
her
it.
name?
Porn.
Pawn.
Who else?
Pawn
Porn.
store.
I can't say it right. It's just porn to me. Porn stars.
You know who else likes porn stars?
Yeah, she does. Everyone. Every porn star.
Fuck's sake. Anyway, a guy went on there. There's a few legendary cartridges actually. There's a track and field one, I believe. There's the Nintendo something. Wes, do you remember that one he showed on there?
Yeah, it was there was the cartridge from the Nintendo World Championships.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
Nice.
also had a original sealed Mario. I think it was like one of 10,000 that were ever made, like this particular edition. And yeah, he wanted $1 million. For this
First
cartridge.
edition print.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that episode's there. It's like a gaming one as well. You'd also see I think it's a Video Shop's NES that you could basically put 12 NES games in and just keep choosing what games you wanted to play.
Oh, cool.
Mrs. GT.
Was that first party?
Mrs. GT says she just came in because all she could hear downstairs is porn, and pawn.
Hey, GT Brandon says that the British can say
man.
prawn, so just remove the R, and you can say
Prawn,
pawn,
prawn.
prawn, pawn,
Pawn.
pawn.
I can't say pawn. It
Just
doesn't-
say pond and then just drop the D.
Mate, it's
There
not.
you go.
It's not fucking happening.
not
I actually only
happening.
realised today that I can't say. Oh, port. No, it's still fucking the same. I
It
can see
sounds
that.
like it. Yeah.
I'm slightly dyslexic, so this doesn't help
Oh
at
my
all.
God.
Wait. So what do they call? What are?
No,
pawn
no, we're
shops
doing this fucking shit again.
in Europe.
Where we,
What do you call?
where we
pawn
dig
shop?
out the only
Secondhand.
British guy.
What do you call a cigarette? No,
Now,
just kidding.
here's what I'll say.
Such a
let's
wanker.
get back to gaming. I'll say I've been playing a lot this week of because we were talking about it earlier. I will say I was playing Zombieland on PlayStation
Oh,
VR2.
yeah. Kicking
Zombieland
everybody
Yes,
Reloaded
boys.
on the PSVR 2 because Wes said the other night on Virtual Strangers that he went through and he beat all my scores that I
Kicked
had
your
actually
scores
gone.
ass.
Yeah, he said he kicked my scores ass.
I
So
did that.
basically, as soon as Virtual Strangers was over, put my headset on, and I went through and I didn't just
Oh my
beat his
God.
scores. I completely decimated his scores by and when you get to the low numbers, like beating them by seconds is a lot.
Wow.
Yeah,
And I beat most of them by several seconds. Like
You keep
when you
telling
go back
yourself
in, you're
that.
gonna try and beat these scores, and you're gonna be like, holy shit, how did Mash do these? It's
How
almost
did
gonna
mash?
like I can have them all be I killed these scores, beat those easy. Those were like, yeah, get out.
60 minutes.
Get out of here.
I'll
then I had to
be
go
done
after
in
Wes.
60 minutes.
Yeah, I have to go after Wes. I nailed Wes.
You should, Wes. You should live stream it.
Yeah, you
So the
definitely.
humiliation is live.
I
right
might do
there.
that.
Boom.
Yeah.
There's
I
one
might just do
score
that.
on here. There's one score I can't beat on here. It's the first level of the opening of the game, and gamer tag has the of all my friends on my friends list. Gamer tag has the score
Same.
of 17 seconds.
Whoop whoop.
Like I can only get into the mid 30s,
Oh my God.
mid to low 30s.
And
Is
to
my
add,
best
and add,
score.
to add to that, I told him for the rest of them I didn't really try. So you know.
What did you do? You're not gonna tell a secret, are you, GT?
There's no fucking secret, mate. It's just being good.
Oh,
Hey.
Get good, bro. Get good.
Good.
Get good.
Get good.
get good.
Hey, whose birthday is it? I think we should all do a group birthday song because normally when I live stream, I sing "Happy Birthday."
Oh, that's a
But it's-
great idea.
Whose birthday is it though? I'm trying to figure
D's
it out.
yesterday.
It's D. It's D.
Yeah,
D,
had her birthday
yes.
yesterday.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to? Should we sing "Happy Birthday" today?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They sang Happy Birthday to her at Red Robin as well. That was good. It
What?
was fun to watch.
Nice.
What's
Yeah.
a Red Robin?
Oh, what?
Burger joint.
It's
How
yum.
dare you?
How
It's
dare
yum,
you with
bro.
unlimited
Fuck, mate,
French
I've never-
fries, bro?
Oh, listen.
Unlimited.
I just got to say, who should I call? So I've got to call someone a knob for Brand VR. He says I like it. He likes it when I do that. So I'll try and find someone. I might just video myself calling someone in the street a knob, and then I'll
He
send it
said
to
you
him.
cheated.
Ooh, D says she's got closest to your score, GT. She got it down to 24 seconds.
Oh, fuck off! What? 17 seconds versus 24? Please.
Oh, D. Oh, my God,
Please.
D.
Wow.
No, man.
right.
No.
D's jumping back in that headset right now. I almost guarantee it. If she wasn't
Yeah,
working,
I'm-
she'd probably be in the headset right
I
now.
wanna
Yeah, I'm
sing
logging out
I
right now.
really
Bye,
want to sing a
everybody.
happy birthday. I really do want to sing a happy birthday.
Let's do it. We'll start
Okay.
it. I'll start.
Here we go.
Ready?
Happy birthday in 6-part harmony.
Ready? Here we
Because
go.
of
1,
latency.
2, 3. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
dear
Dee.
D. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Oh God, sorry, D. That was painful.
That was amazing.
God
That was
damn.
so terrible.
That was
Damn
probably
it.
the best part of the show.
All
That
them
was.
people listen to this on the podcast.
And
are gonna be like,
with that, that's the end of the show.
It is.
Forever.
It
Good
is.
luck with that one.
We do need to go.
Good luck with that one.
Why is my door open on its own?
Someone said, you know, you're gonna
Wow,
get.
did you have a ghost
strike.
just open your door?
Probably to fucking kill
Wow.
me after that singing.
Mrs. GT opened the door. She's gonna throw some at you from the
Yeah,
hall.
shit. A chancellor is gonna come flying in there.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Michelle B
That
says
would-
unsubscribed after that.
He said, "Oh my."
I don't blame her. I don't blame her. So
She said, "Thank you, guys." She's happy.
Traveling man says dogs are barking.
they're howling.
man.
Oh.
Mm.
No, Brandon, I can't say it, mate. I can't. I don't think there's another way.
Pawn stores.
Pawn stars.
It's
Yeah,
just a pawn
stores.
shop, dude.
Pawn, pawn
Just
stores.
Pawn. Yeah.
So I can say prawn.
Yeah. That's
But if
just
I
Just
take the
get rid
R
of
out-
the R.
Pawn.
pawn.
Porn. See, porn.
It's porn.
Porn.
Oh, you're
Wait,
right.
hold
It
on a
sounds
minute.
like porn.
It sounds like porn every time you say it.
Jay, can
I think
say it
GT
right or not?
GT just wants to
Is it
watch
the
some
same
porn.
or
I
not?
think.
Oh, his wife
Alright.
is like, I can't do it.
She's confirmed it, man. It is impossible for a British person to say that word correctly.
So what do you call a pawn shop in Great
Yeah, what's it
Britain?
Guess
called?
what? Guess what? We don't have them for that reason,
You don't have
probably.
them. Right, right,
They
so
don't
we
have
can say
to
it.
have them.
You don't.
They don't have them because they don't have guns. And what are you going to sell at a pawn shop?
That's
if
true.
there are
Yeah,
no
man.
guns.
Stolen jewelry and
Guitars.
No, they have,
Yeah,
they have,
guitars.
they have pawn shops. They're called
Tools.
porn shops, and you go in there for
Porn
porn.
Porn
shop.
shops.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Why would I want to say hub? I don't know.
Hub. What?
Oh,
You can
hub.
say hub.
I can say hub all day long.
Oh, Pornhub.
Because it's
Oh,
pawn hub.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck me. Yeah,
Jesus.
sorry. I'm just too busy to have seen that one. What else we got? Anyway, yeah, I think that is a wrap of the show. I think everyone's looking forward to the PlayStation showcase. I think this week's going to be absolutely awesome. Next week's going to be absolutely awesome. Well, the next 3 weeks going to be absolutely awesome. So
Like
Yep.
6 weeks are going to be absolutely awesome.
good
Yeah,
times.
it's gonna be dope. PlayStation in 2 days. Then we got June 1st is the Metagaming Showcase, and then later in June is the Upload VR Summer Showcase. So 3 huge
We
gaming
also-
showcases.
We
Oh
also
my
have
God.
WWDC for Apple. We've got Jeff Keighley's Summer Gaming Fest, which takes place over several days. There's a future game show coming. There's
And
tons.
then-
There's tons
And
of
then
stuff.
AWE, the
Nice.
Augmented World Expo, which is the best VR expo on the planet that I've ever been to, and it's my
Agreed.
Disney World, and I cannot wait to get over there.
I
I will be missing next week's. Is it next week? Next week's.
Yeah,
Cruise
next
It is
Monday,
next
yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll be on a plane.
I'll try and get a
Same here.
replacement, someone very tall.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
I'll be on the plane also.
Are you guys thinking about coming to Gamescom this year? Now you're all
Yeah.
like legit in the business. Yeah?
Yep, we will all be. Well, myself, Skiba, and Jasmine will for sure be there.
Well, we're going to be there as well. So that'd be absolutely fantastic for the whole
Hell
week.
yeah.
So that'd be fucking awesome because Gamescom is brilliant. What about you, Wes? What are you doing? Roots?
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a big trip for me. To make it overseas like that. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I absolutely will not be making it overseas. There's too much logistics in that, too much weirdness, and I don't want to be on the other side of the world if and when another lockdown comes. Oh, I don't want to say that, but
Holy
It
crap,
sure seems
dude!
like
You
they're
just
living
cursed
fear,
everybody.
Roots.
I see that they're starting to
Don't do
starting
it.
to get weird again. So we'll see.
And by the way, we do actually have those shops in this country. I just didn't want to start saying that again. So yeah. Thank you ever so much for everyone tuning in. Thank you for all the amazing donations. Really appreciate it. And yes, we will be back next Monday. I am available next Monday and for the next couple of Mondays or more. So yeah, thanks to all you guys for turning up. Absolutely awesome as always.
This
Hell
is a
yeah!
great time.
Glad to
Yep.
be here. Love it.
Yeah, cool. Right. See you later, everyone.